In a world obsessed with shouting to be heard, the real power lies in silence. Not weakness, not hesitation, but calculated, deliberate quiet. We've been taught that dominance comes through loud voices, grand gestures, bold declarations. But what if that's just noise? What if the true master doesn't speak because he doesn't need to? Niccolò Machiavelli, the infamous mind behind The Prince, believed that presence alone could alter decisions, tilt the balance of power, and intimidate without confrontation. In this video, we're going to uncover the psychology of silent power, the Machiavellian presence that commands attention without seeking it. The body language, the mindset, the subtle aura that makes others feel your influence even before you speak. By the end of this, you won't need to talk to dominate the room. What is Machiavellian presence? It's not just silence, it's a weaponized silence. A deliberate projection of control, calm, and authority that shifts the energy in a room without a word. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote that a leader must appear strong, even when they're not. Power, in his eyes, was as much about perception as it was about substance. The illusion of strength was often more effective than strength itself. This presence is made up of a few key traits. Stillness. Movement attracts attention, but stillness commands it. When everyone else fidgets, adjusts, and reacts, the one who remains still radiates control. He's not in a rush. He's not chasing approval. He's observing, judging, eye contact, not aggressive, not unblinking, just unwavering. The kind of gaze that doesn't flinch. It says, I see you, and I'm not afraid of what I see. Posture, straight, relaxed, unshaken, no slouching, no puffed up chest. Just the quiet confidence of someone who knows where he stands and doesn't need to prove it. Emotional restraint. A Machiavellian presence doesn't crack under pressure. No emotional outbursts, no visible discomfort. Because once people know how to push your buttons, you've already lost control. This presence isn't loud, it's not theatrical, but it dominates because it's built on timeless psychological cues that human beings are hardwired to respect or fear. Why does silence feel so powerful? Because people instinctively assign power to those who act like they don't need approval. It's psychology, deep, primal, and automatic. Let's break it down. Status theory. In any social group, the highest status person talks the least. They don't explain themselves. They don't over-communicate. Why? Because they don't need to. Their presence alone sets the tone. The lower status individuals fill the silence, seek attention, and try to prove their worth. But the dominant one? He stays calm, composed, and in control. Social proof. We're wired to look to others for cues. When someone seems unbothered, unaffected, detached from the need to impress, it signals strength, confidence, authority. And people start treating them as such, even without knowing why. The crowd follows the one who doesn't chase the crowd. The mirroring effect. Humans unconsciously mirror the body language and emotional energy of those around them. So when someone walks into a room radiating calm, steady confidence, it creates a gravitational pull. Others begin to mirror that calm. The anxious quiet down. The loud soften. Without saying a word, the silent one becomes the emotional anchor of the room. This is the essence of silent dominance. Not force, not aggression, just the unshakable vibe of someone who doesn't need to speak to be heard. Now that we've covered the psychological foundations, let's dive into how you can build your own Machiavellian aura, step by step. Control your body language. The way you move speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. Deliberate, slow, and grounded movements create an air of confidence and authority. Every gesture should feel intentional, never rushed. When you speak, don't wave your hands around wildly. Let your movements be measured and calm. A man who controls his body language controls the room. Master the pause. Silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's a tool. A strategic pause between words or actions holds immense power. It forces others to wait, to wonder, and to listen more carefully. When you pause, you control the rhythm of the conversation, making them feel your presence without you saying a word. Use silence to your advantage. Let it settle into the room and see how people react. The pause conveys power because it demands attention. Never fidget, never chase, never lean in. Fidgeting is a giveaway that you're uncomfortable or uncertain. It makes you seem small, like you're trying to fill an awkward gap. Don't chase after attention. Let it come to you. And never lean in too much, physically or emotionally. Leaning in shows that you're eager, that you need something from the interaction. A Machiavellian presence keeps a respectful distance, exuding calm assurance that doesn't need to force connection. Clothing, environment, and minimalism as power signals. Your external environment mirrors your internal state. Dress with intention. No flashy patterns, no excess. Simple, sharp, and functional attire signals you're focused on substance, not style. The same goes for your environment. A minimalist space, free of clutter, tells others that you value order and control. It reflects a mind that is clear and a presence that is undistracted. By mastering these elements, your body language, your use of silence, and the control over your environment, you begin to cultivate the silent, Machiavellian aura that commands respect. You become the type of person whose presence is felt long before words are ever spoken. Let's look at some examples from history and fiction to see how power through silence really works in action. Vito Corleone, the Godfather. One of the most iconic characters who exudes Machiavellian presence is Vito Corleone, the Godfather. He speaks sparingly, and when he does, it's with deliberate precision. His power lies not in what he says, but in how he listens, in the quiet authority that fills the room. His silence forces others to make the first move, to show their hand. When he finally speaks, it's almost always with an air of inevitability. He commands respect without ever needing to raise his voice. His mere presence tells you he is in control. Vladimir Putin's controlled demeanor. Vladimir Putin is another example of silent dominance. His public appearances are always marked by calm, measured movements. He speaks slowly, with purpose, and rarely loses his composure. His ability to maintain an unshakable demeanor in high-pressure situations sends a clear message: I am not to be provoked. Whether in meetings with world leaders or on national television, Putin's presence alone communicates authority. He doesn't have to shout, argue, or engage in petty squabbles. He knows how to let silence work in his favor. Real-life CEOs and how they command rooms. Many successful CEOs, like Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos, understood the power of silence. Steve Jobs, particularly, was known for his intense focus and quiet authority. He could walk into a room full of people and command attention without saying a word. His gaze alone could stop a conversation. He didn't need to be the loudest person in the room. His confidence, his calmness, and his ability to sit in silence made people listen when he did speak. Similarly, Bezos is known for his deliberate, slow speech, never rushed, always controlled. Both of these leaders show that true power doesn't come from dominating every conversation. It comes from letting your presence create the space for others to listen. These case studies illustrate how silence, when wielded correctly, can be the ultimate tool of dominance. Whether it's through a controlled, composed demeanor or an ability to let the room settle into your energy, silence is a force to be reckoned with. To wrap up, remember this: you don't need to raise your voice to be feared. True power isn't in the noise you make. It's in the quiet strength that others feel when you're present. I challenge you. Try going an entire day without filling silence. Don't rush to speak. Let others feel the weight of your calm. Observe how the energy in the room shifts when you stop seeking validation and start commanding attention through your presence alone. Master silence, and you master the world.